Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1770, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which mineral is essential for the strength of bones and teeth? Calcium. Which leader of India's independence movement was sometimes called the Little Brown Saint? Mahatma Gandhi. Which iconic musician was featured on the U.S. Postal Service stamp issued in 1993, 500 million of which were printed? Elvis Presley. Which Latin phrase translates as bountiful mother? Alma mater. Who is the son of John Lennon and Cynthia Lennon? Julian Lennon. Lake Vänern is the largest lake in which Scandinavian country? Sweden. Which English word containing the letter sequence U fits this list? Vacuum, mu, continuum, residuum. Duumvirate. Who led Soviet Russia after the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution and remained its primary leader into the early 1920s? Answer: Vladimir Lenin. Isolophobia is the fear of what? Solitude. Which device, invented by Jesse W. Reno, uses conveyor belt principles to move people up a slope? Escalator. What was the name of King Ahab's wife, whom Jehu ordered to be thrown out of a window to her death? Jezebel. What tragic act did Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony all commit? They all committed suicide. Who was the first to demonstrate that planets travel in elliptical orbits around the Sun? Johannes Kepler. Who became the first African American to serve as mayor of Chicago in 1983? Harold Washington. Who, at age 19, became the youngest men's singles champion at the U.S. Open when he won the title in 1990? Pete Sampras. Who designed the Shard, the tallest building in London? Renzo Piano. Which cloud type's name comes from the Latin for a curl of hair? Cirrus. What country is the band Men Without Hats from? Canada. Which speech impediment did Bruce Willis, Harvey Keitel, and Winston Churchill overcome? Stuttering. What three ingredients are used to make a classic sidecar cocktail? Brandy, Cointreau, lemon juice. This actress, born Anna Maria Luisa Italiano, won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in The Miracle Worker. What was her stage name? Anne Bancroft. The word aficionado originally described a follower of which traditional Spanish sport? Bullfighting. Which of the Canary Islands is the largest? Tenerife. Which 1803 land purchase included territory that later became present-day Oklahoma? The Louisiana Purchase. Which American boxer, the world heavyweight champion from 1919 to 1926, was nicknamed the Manasseh Mauler? Jack Dempsey. What Latin word referred to a seducer or defiler, especially one who targeted virgins? Stuprator. Which modern-day country contains the majority of the rugged Zagros mountain range? Iran. What is the highest peak in the Appalachian Mountains? Mount Mitchell. In international diplomacy, what does the acronym SALT stand for? Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty. Which chemical element has the atomic number 4? Beryllium. Which iconic singer had a hit in 1971 with a cover of Bridge Over Troubled Water? Aretha Franklin. In what year was William the Conqueror crowned King of England on Christmas Day? (1066). Which country is the only one that occupies an entire continent? Australia. In which 1978 film did Donna Summer make her acting debut, appearing as an aspiring disco singer? Thank God It's Friday. Who was the Scottish knight who led the resistance against English rule at the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297? William Wallace. Which British synth-pop duo released the albums Introspective and Very? Pet Shop Boys. What is the raised part at the front of a horse's saddle called? Pommel. In which country are fried chicken and strawberry shortcake commonly eaten as traditional Christmas Eve treats? Japan. Which 1959 epic film starring Charlton Heston was based on Lew Wallace's novel? Ben-Hur. What is a baby rabbit called? Aunt's a kit, also called a kitten. Who was Martha in Paul McCartney's song Martha, My Dear? His old English sheepdog, named Martha. Which drummer temporarily replaced Ringo Starr during the Beatles' 1964 World Tour? Jimmy Nicol. In the 1980s sitcom Alf, what was the name of the title character's home planet? Melmac. Which composer wrote the music for Dionne Warwick's hits Walk On By and I Say a Little Prayer? Burt Bacharach. In competitive rowing, what is the term for the discipline in which each rower uses a single oar? Answer: sweep rowing, also called sweep. Outside Poland, which city has the largest population of people of Polish descent? Chicago, United States. In the film Saving Private Ryan, what is Private Ryan's first name? James. How did King George II die in 1760? He suffered a stroke apoplexy and died while using the toilet. Electric, purse, and smalt are all shades of which color? Blue. Which Irish playwright, poet, and novelist wrote The Picture of Dorian Gray? Oscar Wilde. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.